Hey everybody, Brandon with Bearded CB82, and today on this video we're going to be looking at some new wrenches from Capri Tools, so stick with us. Alright, so as some of you might know if you follow Capri Tools on Instagram, they just released the Charlie Paul 15000 Romeo Kilo. It's a 12-piece set, 8 to 19 millimeter reversible ratcheting wrench set. Now they did Q air compressor. Send this to me last week. I got it on Christmas Eve, the 24th. So been using them for the past week. I know, still right off the bat. Wanted to show you a couple things about these guys and why I'm liking them so far. So I'm going to get the camera turned around and take a closer look. All right, so as you see, it does come nicely with the handy tray. These work really good if you got service calls or anything like that. Cart to put them in, just grab and go. They're a nice soft rubber. Granted, fits everything. You can set it in your box quite easily. Does not take up as much space as a container like, say, what the Blue Point set comes in. Which actually, hold on. Alrighty. So here's what your Blue Point and your Snap-on sets, they always come in these harder cases. And I have owned this set for a couple years. This has been a good set. But we're going to compare these wrenches to these wrenches and a few others right off the bat. So one thing that they've done different, and out of this one I've used the 8, the 10, and the 13 the most this past full week, because we've had a couple of holidays in between, so that's kind of sent me back a little bit as far as getting some work done, midweek day offs and stuff. But have been using them. So far I do like them. One thing that will set them apart is they are 6-point. And of course, reversible ratcheting and how they have their head set up on the open end. There again, it does go deeper. I do like that. Now, you got the Blue Point here, just kind of a quick comparison. It's a 12-point, lower profile ratcheting. But like I said, we'll be comparing apples to apples here shortly. But it's got just your standard open end on here. And these are a mirror finish or a polish finish. The satin finish, kind of akin to what Blue Point used to have for their wrenches. Overall, some people are a fan of the mirror polish finish. Some like the satin finish. This finish, because let's grab the 13 here, is just a little bit smoother than what Blue Point uses. These are the Blue Point made in Taiwan. Now another thing, actually let's get that one out, and the 19 as well, that will really set these guys apart aside from the 6-point is the fact that they are full wrench size. And here's a Snap-on 13 millimeter right along the other 13 millimeters, and they're the exact same length. The Blue Point is maybe 3/16 of an inch shorter on their regular wrench. Now the Blue Point 13 millimeter, there you go. Yeah, you're losing a whole inch there. And kind of for comparison, this is an older gear wrench flex made in Taiwan ratcheting wrench, that same size. Well, it's the 1/2 inch, but 1/2 and 13, they're pretty darn close. 12-point as well, same length pretty much as the Blue Point. And the 19, as you can also tell, it's the whole head length longer than what Blue Point does offer. Now, a little bit of differences between the Blue Point and this, the Blue Point does have a reset or recessed switch, whereas the Capri's is slightly pronounced. Still pretty easy to get in there, move them along, both pretty much the same. Like I said, had these a couple years. I know that these are pretty good wrench. A little on the pricey side for some people. There you go, made in Taiwan. Because I think a set of this ran around 250 to 275-ish, somewhere in between there when I bought them a couple of years ago. But they've been a good set. You know, no complaints on that end. So first off, and then also, I know. There we go. You can see how much more of a reset you get in there. And there again, how much longer they are. They can take some leverage. The 10 millimeter in particular, I did use this to break free some nuts working on a tractor the other day. The 13 millimeter yesterday and today, used this one pretty much, and even used it to break free some fasteners on an engine, and not a lick of issues there. 72 tooth, it's their wave drive technology. It is kind of interesting how it has that little divot on the side, but I think the 6 point, oh yeah, and a little bit of proof that she's been used. Hit that off, and there's the pump. Okay, pump's done. All right. Now where was I before I was interrupted? Ah, yes. Breaking everything free, so I've got, you have less of a chance of actually stripping fastener, or unlike with a 12 point, we've been there before where we may have rounded off some older fasteners in the past. Now for profile, they are slightly like a 1/16 of an inch thinner than the Blue Point on that end. Overall, I think height-wise, pretty much the same with the switch. Ratcheting action, same as any normal ratchet, same with these guys. These guys do have that nut right there that you can tighten up, because Snap-on did make these, or Blue Point, whoever you want to call it, to where the internals are serviceable on the Blue Points. These are a sealed head design. There is that. But switch, I'd say normal operation. Left to go right, so it actually goes with your swing arc. It does have 6-degree offset. Same offset, both wrenches. So if you're used to a standard wrench and a standard offset, you've got that. Quick comparison as far as length. Snap-on. There again, end to end. And then just a little bit more with the jaw, due to the jaw design. Overall, so far, so good on these guys. Yes, I know they're new. This is kind of a first impressions and a comparison if people are shopping around. Set-wise, cost on these, I just looked up. And there's the air compressor again, for those of you who may have missed it the first time. Is $199 for the set. You know, $50, $60, $75 cheaper than the Blue Point. Oh, real quick, while I have the 1/2 inch, head difference between ye old gear wrench made in Taiwan. There's a pretty good look. Not as lobster claw-ish as some of their newer stuff, but there's your profile. Thickness-wise, there is a bit of a difference there between ye old gear wrench and these guys. But right now, Capri Tools is having their New Year's sale where if you enter the code JAN2020 for January 2020, that will save you 10% on whatever you order. So that's kind of their biggest sale at the moment. They're coming out with some new stuff. Got some more stuff as well coming through the pipeline on my end. And but so far, really happy to have these. I think for right now, this is going to be an awesome set. And it means I can take these guys home. Give them a little break. If somebody's got a really good snap-on dealer and they wanted to go with this line right here, wouldn't blame you. But if you're a student, because they do have their student and military discount programs, if you sign up on their website, you can get more discounts as well. How far or what those are, I'm not sure. I still got to look into that and find out there what how much of a discount they offer for student and military and veteran, which is actually kind of cool. They're the only company I know that, as far as a major tool company, that will give military and veterans discount. So that's kind of another good reason why I've been enjoying their stuff. And you can also get rewards. They call them star rewards. So much spent equals so much rewards. And you can apply that to more tools. There again, kind of a good comparison between the two. You know, apples to apples as much as it gets. Length, if that's a big thing, as I'm out of the picture here. So like say the 8mm to the 8mm, all the way up to the 19mm. These are longer. A lot of people prefer 6 points, which this is a full set. And you've got that option. Oops, starting to mess stuff up. So here it is. Like I said, gonna go ahead and post a link down below to Capri's website, and if I can find an Amazon link, of course, because well, people do get Amazon gift cards for birthdays, Christmases, all that other stuff, where you can, hey, use it. Some people get the credit stuff. I will put the link down below for these guys as well if I'm able to find it on Amazon. Or as soon as I do, I'll put a link down there for Amazon. But so far, like I said several times, yeah, so good. So any other questions you guys have about these, feel free to ask them. And as always, a couple months, few months down the road, I'll be giving you guys updates on these if I have any issues or if I've got no issues at all either way. So remember, shop safety is just as important as firearm safety. You screw something up, somebody could die, and we'll catch y'all later, and y'all have a great weekend. All right, so some as 3, 2, 1. Blah, 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 blah.